So great news for the PlayStation 5 Pro on its performance and how it's going to change that for a lot of games. And Sony has a big change happening today. Those are the stories we're going to cover today. And if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it. And as always, it's very much appreciated. First, yes or no, are you getting the PlayStation 5 Pro or not? There's been a good chunk of information out there at this point in regards to the PlayStation 5 Pro and its potential benefits. And from that, have you decided on getting a PlayStation 5 Pro for yourself or not? So comment below, yes or no, if you're getting the PlayStation 5 Pro or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, great news for the PlayStation 5 Pro. So, the PlayStation 5 Pro is pretty much happening at this point. It seems that Sony is following similar steps with the PlayStation 4 Pro before its launch, so we'll probably get the reveal sometime later this year. And if it follows the PlayStation 4 Pro reveal exactly, this reveal will happen sometime in September. But putting that to the side, we got some recent information that's pretty exciting, but I've seen people kind of confused about it over the weekend. So the PlayStation 5 Pro will have an enhanced label for games, but people seem to be confused as to what this exactly means. So this comes from Tom Henderson's recent leak, and there are actually two things in this leak: a PlayStation 5 Pro mode and a PlayStation 5 Pro enhanced game. So a PlayStation 5 Pro mode means the game will have the enhanced label, but an enhanced label doesn't mean it'll have a Pro mode. So let's break this down. A PlayStation 5 Pro mode, according to Tom Henderson, has three things. Number one, the game is upscaled to 4K using PSSR, PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. This is exciting because if PSSR is able to do what NVIDIA's DLSS is able to do, then you're getting a picture that's pretty much looks 4K to your eyes, which is all we really care about. Number two, the game has to run at a constant 60 FPS. So the game is upscaled to 4K using PSSR, and it looks like 4K to you and runs at a constant 60 FPS. This is already what we've been asking for when it comes to the value of the PlayStation 5 Pro, when it comes to why people are deciding on getting a PlayStation 5 Pro, that they have 4K and they have 60 FPS, having not to choose between visuals and performance, but just 4K 60 FPS. But apparently with this mode, they actually go beyond that. Number three, the game will add ray tracing if it doesn't have it, or upgrade the ray tracing if it already has it. So at a minimum, Sony trying to get every game to possibly include some type of ray tracing effects in there. So 4K 60 with ray tracing is the total goal of this PlayStation 5 Pro mode, and this is exactly what we want. This is exactly what I want, and for me it was just 4K 60, but adding ray tracing, amazing. So this is exactly what I want, and this is exactly what I know a lot of you in the comments have said is the value of the PlayStation 5 Pro, because obviously we've had many discussions in the comments over the months, or I don't know, maybe a year we've been talking about this. No, it's probably been months at this point. But going beyond that, now what is a PlayStation 5 Pro enhanced game? So according to this leak, this is a game that can have any of the following. That's a key part here. Any of the following, not necessarily all of the following. So the first one is increased fixed resolution. This means if the game is 1440p on the base PlayStation 5, for example, it could be 1800p or higher on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Next is increased max dynamic resolution. This means if the game fluctuates its resolution from 1080p to 1440p, for example, on the base PlayStation 5, the max of 1440p would be pushed to 1800p or higher on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Next up is increased target fixed FPS. So if the game, for example, targets 30 FPS on the base PlayStation 5, it'll target something higher on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, my guess is with this one is that if the game is locked at 30 FPS, maybe unlocked it targets 40 to 50 FPS. It hits that region on the base PlayStation 5, but on the Pro, it's bumped to 60 FPS, something like that. That part there is just a guess on my end, but it's basically saying that it's increased in terms of FPS performance on the Pro over the base PlayStation 5. And the final one is inclusion of ray tracing effects. So if the game has no ray tracing on the base PlayStation 5, it has ray tracing effects on the PlayStation 5 Pro. A PS5 5 Pro Enhanced game, again, can have any of these. It doesn't need to have all of them. So I personally care more about this PlayStation 5 Pro mode, considering it's meant to have upscaled 4K using PSSR, 60 FPS, and ray tracing added or improved upon. I'm really curious to see this explained by Mark Cerny, along with other details mentioned in the leaks when it comes to the improvements on the PlayStation 5 Pro versus the base PlayStation 5. That reveal, that discussion is going to be really interesting. But you guys let me know if a PlayStation 5 Pro mode gets you excited based off what we just talked about, or does it not get you excited? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers.
Many new features from the AMD Polaris architecture, as well as several even beyond it.
And now diving into the final story of the video, a big change at PlayStation today. So today is the day after 30 years at PlayStation and I think 5 years as the CEO of PlayStation. Jim Ryan is finally retiring. He's stepping down as PlayStation CEO. Today is April 1st, and yesterday was his last day as PlayStation CEO. Right now, Hiroki Totoki has stepped up to take on the mantle, to take on the position, until they find the full-time CEO replacement for Jim Ryan. I'm personally wondering, who's next after Jim Ryan or after Hiroki Totoki? There are several options out there. It could be Herman Hulst, who's the head of PlayStation Studios right now, and maybe Shuhei Yoshida could take his position as the head of PlayStation, but I don't know about that, since Shuhei really likes his position as the head of indie games and obviously has done a great job. He likes to meet with studios and help them out. I've heard some say they want Shuhei Yoshida himself as the next CEO of PlayStation, but again, I think he really likes his position, meeting with indie development studios, trying out new games, helping those startups, getting those games on PlayStation. I think he really likes that job. There's also Eric Lempel, who's the head of marketing at PlayStation right now. He could also potentially take on the role of CEO. We know it'll most likely be someone within PlayStation and that has a lot of history in the company, which has been the case with the previous CEOs like Sean Layden, Jim Ryan, obviously, Jack Tretton, etc. All of these people have decades of history at PlayStation before becoming the CEO of PlayStation. Either way, I hope whoever is under control next, and even under Hiroki Totoki, I hope we start seeing more from Sony first party studios under whoever is next, and again under Hiroki, just because it feels like it's been way too long that we haven't seen what's going on with Sony first party. And I really believe this year, hopefully this May, we start seeing a showcase that starts showing off a lot of these big new IPs that we've been hearing rumors about and reports, etc., stuff like that. But you guys let me know if you think we'll see more Sony first party this year or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps. Subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with the new era of PlayStation. So I'm really excited and a bit nervous to see how Hiroki Totoki handles PlayStation and whoever is next after him to take on the full-time position. But I trust PlayStation, and when it comes to their CEOs, because obviously these are people who have history with PlayStation and have been at PlayStation for decades, so they understand the company, the culture, the history, and have probably a vision for where to go forward. But I'm really curious to see who's next. If you are as well, destroy the comment section with the new era of PlayStation, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.
Sharper image details and increased frame rates and display resolutions.